Anna sits at her desk, the picture of boredom. She playfully texts her boyfriend, intending to send a flirty message. A typo sends the message to an unknown number. Mark, engrossed in his work, steals a moment to glance at his phone. A slow smile spreads across Mark's face as he reads the text, his ego inflating with each word. His fingers dance across the screen, crafting a playful response, lost in his self-assured fantasy. In the quiet of her apartment, Anna stares at her phone, a confused expression clouding her face. An unknown number sends a flirty text message, adding to her confusion. She frowns, dismissing it as a prank, but unease lingers. Mark sits across from Sarah, his nervous glances at his phone, betraying his anticipation. The phone's glow illuminates Mark's face as he checks for a message. Sarah watches Mark, her amusement fading into suspicion. Mark's subtle investigation unfolds, casting a shadow of unease over his female employees. He glances at Anna, his veiled questions hanging in the air. Nervousness flickers across Mark's face as he awaits their reactions. Sunlight bathes the bustling coffee shop as Anna sits across from David, steam rising from their mugs. Anna leans forward, a hint of concern in her voice. "I got the strangest text message yesterday. It was just a bunch of random symbols." David leans back, a playful glint in his eyes, and replies, "Maybe it's a sign from the universe, Anna. You know, telling you to finally quit your job and travel the world." Sarah confronts Mark at his desk, her face etched with concern and suspicion. Mark avoids her gaze, shuffling papers as he replies, "What do you mean? I've been perfectly normal." Sarah's voice rises with accusation. "Don't lie to me. You've been secretive, distant. What's going on?" Mark's eyes dart nervously as he stammers. "It's nothing, Sarah. Just a secret project I've been working on." Lamplight casts a gentle glow across Anna's apartment, a haven of quiet. The buzz of her phone shatters the calm. Curiosity turns to unease as Anna reads Mark's message. Anna sighs, her hand running through her hair, a gesture of frustration and worry. David enters, carrying 2 mugs of tea, his expression shifting to concern as he sees Anna's distress. The bar's dim light casts long shadows as David scans the crowd with determination. David's gaze fixes on Mark at the bar. David approaches Mark, convinced he's found who he seeks. Mark, reeling from David's accusations, throws his hands up in a gesture of disbelief and frustration. "That's not true. I didn't do any of that." Mark's voice escalates, echoing his outrage through the crowded bar. The argument intensifies, drawing the wary eyes of the bar's other patrons as murmurs ripple through the crowd. In the dimly lit apartment, Tom stumbles in, his presence filling the room with the heavy scent of alcohol. His hopeful gaze sweeps across the room, landing on Anna, but her cold demeanor stops him. "Anna, baby, I miss you. Let's get back together." Anna's sharp words cut through the haze. "Tom, you're drunk. And no, it's over." Tom stumbles out of the bar, his vision blurring with alcohol-induced rejection. He squints, spotting David and Mark locked in a heated argument under the harsh neon lights. He misinterprets the situation, his drunken mind jumping to conclusions. In his inebriated state, Tom is convinced they are fighting over Anna. The office is silent, thick with unspoken tension. Sunlight illuminates dust motes dancing in the air. Mark pointedly avoids Sarah's gaze, shuffling papers on his desk with unnecessary force. Anna keeps her back to Mark, meticulously organizing files as if her life depends on it. Sarah sits at her desk, her brow furrowed in thought. A determined glint sparks in Sarah's eyes as she reaches for the phone. Suspicion hardens her resolve. "I need to hire a private investigator. It's about Mark." In the dim office, the private investigator presents a series of photographs on the desk. Sarah leans in, her gaze sharp as she examines each photograph. The photographs reveal Mark and Anna laughing together, walking closely side by side. Sarah's face hardens as she interprets the images, a storm of jealousy brewing within her. Lamplight bathes Anna's apartment as David recounts his tense confrontation with Mark. Anna listens, her face reflecting a growing unease as she grasps the gravity of the situation. The warmth of the room belies the chilling realization that the situation is spiraling out of control. Sarah's fury erupts as she slams the photos onto the table. Mark recoils, his face paling as he stares at the damning evidence. He stammers, desperate to salvage the situation. "I can explain, Sarah. It's not what it looks like. Sarah's gaze hardens, her voice cutting through his pleas. Don't insult my intelligence, Mark. I have eyes. Anna, her face set with resolve, strides purposefully toward Mark's desk. Sunlight floods the office, highlighting the tension as Anna prepares to confront Mark. I need to talk to you about the texts. Her voice firm, she declares. I never sent you any flirty texts. There must be some misunderstanding. Mark sits at his desk, his face frozen in shock and confusion. He raises his phone, showing the screen to Anna. The fluorescent lights cast a harsh glare on their bewildered faces. They realize there's been a mistake. In the dimly lit room, Anna, David, Mark, and Sarah gather, the weight of unspoken words palpable. The heavy silence amplifies the tension, each shadow a testament to their shared regret. The suffocating truth looms over them, an invisible barrier in the dimly lit space. Bathed in the laptop's glow, Tom is hunched over a table, a landscape of crumpled papers and empty cups surrounding him. His bloodshot eyes are fixated on Anna's photo, a dark cloud of resentment enveloping him. He plots his revenge on Mark and David. Tom sits defeated, his elaborate revenge plot now in ruins. The air is thick with tension, as other members of the group face interrogation in separate rooms. The low hum of fluorescent lights amplifies the heavy silence of the police station. Tom sits at the defendant's table, a mask of bewilderment etched on his face. Lawyers bustle around, presenting evidence. The courtroom buzzes with tension. A subtle undercurrent of disbelief ripples through the room. Bathed in the faint glow of her phone, Anna navigates her contacts, a sense of unease growing with each tap. A single name catches her attention, yet something feels amiss. A subtle discordance in the digital ether. A misplaced letter unveils a chilling truth. The message was never intended for Mark, David, or Tom. A wave of realization washes over her, sending shivers down her spine as the implications sink in. Anna sits alone on a park bench, her gaze lost in the distance. The gentle breeze rustles the leaves, a stark reminder of life's fleeting nature. A simple mistake can indeed have far-reaching consequences.